Habermas and some contemporary philosophers clearly have a biased perspective on Derrida. Habermas is best known for his theory of communicative action, as if we can solve our problems by talking, which is essentially what Derrida questions. It is the problematic position between language and the ontological view of things. And this is also the same question or the starting point of Nietzsche and Heidegger. According to Derrida, Nietzsche disregards the logos, demolishes ontology, while Heidegger fixates on the sense of being but dislodges the confidence, the unity of the word or the logos, and destroys the securities of ontotheology. And it seems like Habermas either avoids or inarticulates this question. Can you explain this?
Some of you might have heard there was an event. Cambridge University decided to give Derrida honorary PhD degree in philosophy. Philosophy professors from the whole world teamed together, wrote a letter to Cambridge, reject. But the Cambridge University decided still to proceed, so they had to do a vote. I guess over 500 professors around the world in philosophy joined this vote. At the end, I think 300 some agreed and 200 disagree. They still got his honorary PhD in philosophy. Well, the significance of this event is that you can see how much Derrida upset the whole philosophy world. So somebody like Habermas, a celebrated figure, to begin with, he did not go to the place Derrida tried to go. Derrida's idea is that because of the phonetic language, that subverted, undermined the entire metaphysics of a Western tradition. Because with the given privilege of presence, sense of presence, that ties into the phonetic language, that is to say, ontology cannot go without a phonetic language. The Western philosophical discourse cannot go without a phonetic language. So those two things back to back, you can't separate. That is the very reason that Habermas did not bother to give any, even overviews on any other phonetic language. I mean, he did not say anything about a non-phonetic language to begin with, because he did that on purpose. So within the phonetic language, then if you look at this way, then you are claiming basically phonetic language is the only legitimate language. If you take the view, let's say, if Derrida is trying to question, never mind deconstruction, just a question, the foundation of ontology and the connection between the ontology and the phonetic language that leads to the view, not even saying conclusion, that phonocentrism and the logocentrism combined as one, however, with the phonocentrism, its own problem, already undermined logocentrism. So that is to say, this whole thing now is problematic. And with that view, as you all have read so far, Habermas did not mention a word. Habermas redirect Derrida to Jewish tradition and even to Egyptian, avoid the true issue here. Habermas did not want to address the very serious quest from Nietzsche and from Heidegger. So the question is, what did Nietzsche trying to do? What did Heidegger trying to do? He's not going to answer you that question. Basically, both those guys say, hey, this is over. If you all know the phrase, God is dead, what does that mean? God means the metaphysics. God means the logos. That's what in the philosophy means. God, in fact, in any intellectual world, ever since the Renaissance, God is not there anymore. It's dead a long time ago. So Nietzsche, when he said God is dead, he means metaphysics is dead. That means ontology is dead. That's the whole contribution, rather the destruction that Nietzsche brought in. To go around, what's his weapon or his vehicle? Aesthetics. That's what Nietzsche held on. And that's also what still gave us this great attraction and inspiration from Nietzsche. Why Nietzsche is so popular to this very day? Why people still talk about Nietzsche? What's the point? Because of art. Nietzsche thinks art is a way to get around. Since God is dead, metaphysics is dead. So what else are we going to do? Art. That's where he stopped. Whereas Heidegger, he questioned the very essence of ontology, whereas Nietzsche did not even bother. Heidegger, his only question was ontology, and to a point, his whole idea is It's more important to talk about to be here versus what is to be. That's Heidegger's only question. Heidegger trying to tell us it's more important to talk about it to be versus what is to be. And that's what the 2,000 years Western philosophy trying to define, to tell us what is to be. Heidegger says, well, that's not important. What is important is to be and how to be. But when he comes to this point, he also hit another wall. It's very hard to say how to be. That's where he stopped. That was the very reason also he was interested in the Zen Buddhism, as if Zen Buddhism provides some sort of answer to that. But of course, because he's a philosopher, he's not going to become a Buddhist. He couldn't take any of that. And he went back to the traditional thing and he got stuck. I believe he was very frustrated, very painful. He joined the Nazi. If you look at this way, ever since Kant, from Kant to Hegel to Marx, all the way down, Husserl, the whole gig through Wittgenstein to Heidegger, this whole German thing, you're going to find out every single one had some sort of neurotic symptoms. So they all have some kind of neurosis. Even Marx had some kind of lung problems that tied into a neurological problem. And this is why we hear the stories. Nietzsche was crazy. Schopenhauer was crazy. Wittgenstein was crazy. And we hear very little how crazy Kant was. But actually he had some kind of neurosis too. Hegel had some kind of skin problem or something. So you're not going to find a single one is a simple, healthy person in the sense of our Western view of health. Heidegger, I have not found any physical issues there. But I think his mental issues are way more serious. That's why he joined the Nazi. So if you look at this way, something in German tradition or something problematic. Habermas can avoid many issues there. And obviously, there's something about hanging on this Germanic tradition problematic. Let's say from these gossips, you may say, and there's the official story and there's the gossip. By the gossip, we may see something they don't want to tell us, or we're trying to poke into something not very official, but they give us some insight and inspiration. There are only few people who want to talk about Derrida. There are going to be those people follow Derrida, but anything they say, nobody wants to hear it. Or there are going to be people criticize Derrida, and people all want to hear it. Now you get somebody appear to be neutral, like Habermas, and he does not tell you the truth. He does not tell you the whole essence. What I see is Derrida trying to open a new way to let people learn something. I mean, even Derrida himself, he says that the deconstruction is not really a philosophy. It's a way to understand the philosophy. He did not want to destruct anything. And he's trying to rebuild something. Deconstruction, if you will, can be read as reconstruction. It's not against the Western tradition. We are so easily to get into this view, okay, is the good guy or bad guy? In reality, things are never that simple. And if we look at this way, then we can understand better. Certain issues that the professional philosophers will not go there. They will not help you say, okay, let's see what's going on. They cannot cover that up, which is a problem that everywhere in the world now, not just in the Western world. We have a phrase that the family secrets better stay in the closet, right? Do not let other people know that. I mean, there is a part of that.